Okay, good morning everybody, and welcome to the last part of this first graffiti project that we've been working on together. I apologize, having some sound issues in the last couple of videos, aka Mr. Tucker not even thinking to make sure that the mic was turned on. So I hope you've been able to follow along and get your bubbles, get your brick wall, all that stuff drawn behind your lettering. So today, this is our final step, adding what we call value to our artwork. And when we're talking about value, we are of course talking about shading. Here's your warm-up today. Gonna draw a value chart like this, 5 boxes together, just rough, simple boxes, doesn't have to be anything perfect. On the left side, this is going to be our tints. And on the right side, those are our shades. So when we talk about tints, that's the lightest value, the lightest shading, and the shades are our darkest shading. So we're going to make this go from white here on the left, to as dark as we can get it on the right. And so the easiest way to do this, to practice doing this, because this is how we're going to go when we move on to our final piece, is we're going to just start by shading the whole of the chart as lightly as we can. Notice how I'm only making my pencil strokes go up and down in the right direction, in the same direction. So number 2, that's perfect. But number 3, we want to see number 3 be a little bit darker than number 2. Just has to be a little bit darker. Just like so. Then number 4 is going to be even darker still. Try and be consistent with your pencil directions. Try and make sure you're only going up and down. And lastly, in number 5, we're going to make this as dark as we possibly can. So with number 5, because it's going to be as dark as we can get it, it is okay to go and do your pencils, use your pencil in different directions to make sure you get all those little white parts of paper that are still poking through, and also to make sure we get the shape of the area we are adding value to. So you can see how number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have some very different steps inside them. There's a very clear different darknesses of value in there. So then to apply this practice to our piece, let's start by drawing ourselves bubble, cloud shape, whatever you want to call it. And then let's start going around the outside of our bubble. And I want that to be as dark as a number 4 value. Keep your value chart to hand, because I'm going to keep referring to this as we're going through this piece. So just like we did with the boxes, when we're making the value chart, I'm following, I'm usually going to start with like a number 2. Notice my lines are not horizontal or vertical or diagonal. I'm following the shape of this cloud. You may also be asking, what's the point in doing this value stuff? Well, it helps our artwork to one, have more variety, be more unique and look more interesting. And part of the reason is that it's making our artwork give the illusion of having 3 dimensions, being 3D. Alright, so I've got everything at like at least a number 2. And now I'm going to go back to my edges and make them a number 4. Something like so. And then the last thing I want to show you is how we can use an eraser not only to fix our mistakes, but to add to our artwork as well. So just like we did when we created our letters in one of the earlier stages of this lesson, now we're going to use our eraser to add highlights by subtracting, removing the pencil marks we just drew, the value we just added. And again, we're just doing this to add some variety, to make our artwork a little bit more interesting for the viewer. So not everything looks the same. Okay, there is your warm-up today. Now we're going to go and apply it to our final piece. So if we're back here, here is our artwork. What I want you to do first of all is to go around the edges, start with your number 2 again. Your number 2 value. Going up to your lettering, from the edge of your bubble to your lettering with the number 2. Then the closer we get to the edge, the darker the value should be. But don't go any darker than a number 4. Start with that number 2. Gradually darker. And then on the brick wall in the background, I want you then to try and go around everything, turn it into a number 5. As close as you can to the letter, make that a number 5. dark as you can get it. And then gradually, as you go away from your bubbles and your design, make it gradually lighter. Like so. And you're going to continue that through your whole piece until we get to here. I obviously forgot to say, remember to use your eraser to get your highlights in there. So we end up with something like this. That's it, the end of your first project. While we try and